In this video, we're going to implement load more functionality on the post on the main timeline. When we scroll at the very bottom of the screen, earlier posts will be loaded automatically. Now, let's commit the changes, and I'm going to call these set fixed height on comments section. Okay, now I am going to implement load more functionality on the posts. Right now we are only displaying 20 posts, and when you scroll down below, I want more content to be loaded from the bottom. And I have done something similar in my file manager project, and as always I'm building something and I am using basically every possible resource I can use to build this project. So I can go in my file manager. I think that was the file manager project on FreeCodeCamp's YouTube channel. We can go in the repositories, Laravel file manager, and we need to go to resources, JS, pages, and my files. Okay, let's scroll down to the unmounted right here. We have this intersection observer. Okay, this is it. So we have this intersection observer, and we are observing the load more intersect element. So this is what I want. So I'm going to copy this part, and I'm going to explain. Obviously, we need this on post list component. Let's scroll down below. Unmounted. Let's put this here. So we have this intersection observer, which accepts a callback, and we're gonna test this callback. Basically accepts all the entries, and each entry needs to be tested against some condition, and if we return true, if the intersection happens, basically, then we can execute some code. So in this case, if I just represent this in the following way, I can move this down. This load more function needs to be created. So I'm going to create that function, and I'm going to write just load more posts. Okay, and this is exactly what is happening here. So if this entry is intersecting returns true, then the load more function will be executed. And this load more intersect basically needs to be a ref. So I'm going to define ref here. And I can pass null. And I need to provide this load more intersect. I'm going to search this load more intersect. It is an empty div basically, but we have this as a const ref null defined here. So this is div at the very bottom of the post list. So that should go at the very bottom. It should be probably here, okay, when all the posts were rendered. Div ref load more intersect. Now load more is not defined. Let's reload the page. Now it should be defined. So we start scrolling down, and when we reach the very bottom, we see this load more posts. Again, if we scroll to the bottom, we see this load more posts. And just like this is called multiple times. Cool. Now, how we're gonna load more posts? So basically, in this case, we're gonna use Axios, make the request to the server side, load posts, and display them right here. Okay. And again, let's have a look in my existing project. we have this load more function. Right here we're making the get request on the next, and that next basically is going to be the URL to get the next data. Let me actually copy this part. I'm going to modify this and explain. On the load more, we are going to make request. I'm going to paste this here. That's going to be Axios client get. We're making get request, and we are gonna, let's import the Axios client, by the way. We're gonna make requests to some URL, and this is what we're gonna figure out right now. So let's remove this part. So here we have posts, and we are iterating over our posts. What are we returning from the home controller? We are returning posts as well. Okay, what if I print my posts? What is it? This is an array of the posts, but don't we have this next and previous? We should have it. Okay, let me have a look in my file manager project. We have files, which is an object. And we are making request on all files, value next, all files. Okay, from the props, we have files data, and next, which is going to be files length. So here in this project, we are just loading files. So I want to change this into posts, but I'm also curious what we are returning from the controller. So I will go into controller, HTTP, controllers, file controller, and from these my files, we call inertia render. We're just passing files, and these files is a collection. So now it is strange. Const props, and I'm going to print props posts. What are they? Props.posts. Okay, what if I change this props post into object? Okay, first of all, this is very large data, so I'm going to just change this paginate into 1 for now. Okay, cool. I'm thinking what is different from here. So we have these files, we're calling paginate on the files, then we convert this and we are rendering. So basically these files, props files, should be an object. However, we have props files data and props files links as well. So let's just print what are those. So I'm going to create that all files, similar variable to all files, and I'm going to call these all posts. From props posts, we can get, first we need these probably. Okay, what if I print this all posts? What is it right now? Is that because we completely disabled the wrapping JSON resource? We have disabled something without, we called this without wrapping. That shouldn't be the case. No, should not be the case. I have another error right now. Yeah, because, okay. This shouldn't be the reason. So this without wrapping basically is removing the additional data on the JSON resource. But what we have right now, how do we have this here? Page. We use the page. We actually have these props down below ref. That's different thing. How is that working? I don't remember. To be honest. So first we have this all post, which is using props already. And then we have define props. Cannot access props before initialization, which is logical. But how is this working? To be honest, I don't know, and maybe I'm thinking maybe this is not even working. Maybe there is some issue with that. However, I'm still going to get this page. Use page. We have those refs. And I'm going to put this part just below. Obviously, I'm going to have the same error. I cannot use props before initialization. Okay. I don't know how this works. Now, even my code doesn't work for me, and this is the reality, which sometimes happens. Now, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I am using Laravel with inertia. I want to implement pagination. Can you help? Let's ask a general question and see how it's going to proceed from there. We have the Laravel controller and we are passing the data. We have page data next. Okay, we use this $sign page. What if I use, we have this page here. Hold on. Where is this page used? I don't know. Okay, let's get back to my code. So we have this page, and I'm going to use page props data here and page props links next. Let's see if this is going to work. Cannot read properties of undefined reading data. Page posts. I think that should be page props posts. Let's see. Let's reload the page. This is it. So if we define props right here directly, we get the posts, which should be an array, by the way. This is the actual array. But from the page props, we can get the data and next. So we have data, and if I scroll down below, we have this next, which is the next URL. Now this is what we're going to do. We have this all posts. If I scroll down below, on the all posts value next, I'm going to make the request to get the next content. And we have these all files here, which I'm going to change into all posts. And I'm going to also add this onUpdated hook, which basically means that during update, we're going to update this all posts data, which is going to be page props posts data. Let's import this onUpdated hook. And what else do we have here? I think this is the biggest part. This is what we need last. Instead of all files, we're going to have all posts, value data, and the result links next. However, we should iterate of our all posts, right? That should be all files. We iterate over all files data. So here, instead of posts, let's iterate all posts dot data. Now let's reload the page. We see the error. We have some error. Let's set the paginate into 20 again. Okay, request was made, but the backend needs to be properly designed as well. Yeah, the backend is not actually correctly implemented, and I will explain what is the difference. So basically, we are going to use the same function, but we're going to check if the request wants JSON. We're going to just return files instead of rendering this inertia. So if we go in the home controller, here we have these posts, and I'm going to check if the request wants JSON. We are going to return those posts, which by the way should be collection. So posts equals post collection, and then I'm passing posts. Now let's have a look. Okay, the content for the second page was loaded. We have this error on the front-end side. Res data is not iterable. Let's actually hit the debugger. What is this res data? Okay, debugger is executed, but we could not debug. Res data is not iterable. Let's see. I'm going to remove this all posts. I think I know why this is like this. Because this res data, actually data the entire response. So we are going to just destructure this and get out data from here. And the data will be the response, which contain data, links, and meta. So in this case, we need data.data, which is going to be the actual array, and we're going to get the links from data links next. If I reload the page, remove this breakpoint, there is an error, another error. Let's reload the page. Okay, content was loaded, but all posts value data. What is all posts data at the moment? And I'm going to change this paginate into 5 per page 5. Okay, let's I'm going to set the length. Let's just print the length. Okay, we are loading 5. Let's scroll down below. We have loaded the second page, but the content is not there. And we also have 5 here. Let's see what is all posts value data, and we're going to see also what is data.data. Okay, this is an array. We have 5 posts. Inside data, we have additional 5. So if we combine both of them, all posts value data, this is going to give us the length of 10. Which is not like that. And then we print the all posts value data and something is not working. Let's write something in this on updated hook, because probably this happens on updated hook. On updated. If I scroll down below, definitely on updated is happening, and we are resetting these page props posts data. Why do I need this on updated? So obviously I'm doing something different from what was done here. Here I can't even understand how I'm using props. I'm honest, I can't understand how I'm using props when the props is defined below. Maybe that is showing an error. I don't know. But if I remove this on updated, I think I don't need that. No, I see there are 10 already. because the page 2 was called. If I just reload this, now I have 5. Let's scroll down below. Okay, now 5 more was loaded. If I scroll down below, now we're loading content from the 3rd page. Let's keep going. Here we go. Look at this. And we reached the end. In which case there are errors happening because simply next doesn't exist. So inside load more we can just check if all posts value next, if that doesn't exist, we are going to return from here. Let's remove this load more. And let's just remove these console logs from here as well. I don't want this unupdated hook. I don't know why I had that. And let's remove this as well. Reload the entire page. Okay, I have this infinite scroll on my mouse. Okay, this is awesome. Perfect. I will just return this back into 20 on initially. Like there are 20 posts initially and we just load more on scroll. Maybe we can set this into 10. Okay, nice. In the next part, we're going to start working on groups and implement creating groups.